Okay, just to continue with the warrior games, I kind of want to get a feel for how we should be playing this matchup. Expecting that the Wrenchcalibur is always going to be coming, and I don't really know how exactly we're supposed to play around it. I liked how we did in the first game of keeping high pressure early in the game, making it so that he wasn't able to really get much going on us and putting us in tricky situation. But the Crazed Netherwing allows us to let him develop things on board without having to fear too much. We do have the healing to outlast his early game onslaught if we start to take too much. The problem is, what do we do when he gets his Wrenchcalibur and we have no acidic swamp ooze? Because that's really tough to deal with. And here he gets the Corsair Cache, so next turn his Wrenchcalibur will be online. And we have yet to find a way to deal with it. So there's one bomb in the deck. Okay. We can just play the Crazed Netherwing, coin the Crazed Netherwing out here, just so that we can put a little pressure on him. We could put the Questing Explorer out just to save 4 damage to the face. We can like Questing Moarg. We can Plot Twist. It's pretty good. Now the only consideration with Plot Twisting is I would really like to play the Abyssal Summoner next turn, so I think it's right, I don't want to Plot Twist. And I think it's okay to pitch the Zephyrus. I think it's alright to get rid of the Zephyrus. Let's see if that comes back to bite us in the butt, but like he has Wrenchcaliburs on us, so I think it's very unlikely. As you can see, I'm making a 2 with the mouse. I think it's kind of unlikely that we're going to be able to get our Zephyrus to be 2 live. I think we want to just put a lot of pressure on him and win before we get the chance to draw all these bombs. It was probably a good idea to Plot Twist before the bombs come, before he puts too many bombs in our deck, but there's only 2, so it's not the end of the world right now. Coin Abyssal Summoner is nice to have on deck if he has no other plays here. And then we can consider Plot Twisting next turn. Because it's just like if we put this Abyssal Summoner out, what does he do? Last game, as we saw, the only way that he had to deal with it was to brawl. So let's just make him have the brawl again. Is there any other way for him to put 4 damage into this 8/8? Corcoran? But does he really want to waste that? Oh, I guess he could Shield Slam us now. But thankfully, he cannot Sword and Board, Hero Power, and Shield Slam, and he can't Hero Power and Shield Slam and kill the 8/8, so he's gonna have to hit the 8/8 with his face. Pretty good for us. Let's see how he chooses to deal with this. Now, the sickest draw would be to just get the second Abyssal Summoner off top. Okay. And then armor up afterwards so that he keeps 2 armor. Sure. Okay, wow, Battle Rage for 1. That's pretty... that feels like a Desperation Battle Rage, because he could have just armored up. He could have waited to get a better Battle Rage off. Maybe he doesn't have any sort of risky skipper play that's going to enable his Battle Rage. Maybe he just doesn't have good minions.
Okay, so this is gonna be my first commentary of this deck, of this quest lock deck, which I actually think is really interesting.
I don't know if you could hear that. I'm definitely not a plot twist this hand away now. There are 3 bombs in our deck, but they're not going anywhere. Unless we are able to fill our hand and burn some of them, which doesn't look like is something feasible right now. I think it's okay to take 15 if we absolutely have to. We'll find a way to heal it up. Because we really need to get this, we really, really need to get this quest going, completing. Sense Demons is a great draw. Sense Demons is like amazing. Possibly gets us up to 25. I guess 21. Pretty good. And we are closing in on that quest completion. 2 bombs remaining in the deck. Two bombs in the deck, 1 Broodmother in the deck. 1 plot twist in the deck can get this Broodmother back into the deck to effectively offset the bombs. Then the bombs are only doing 1 damage each. So that's not too bad for now. This isn't the best. We do have Praise Netherwing Soulfire to clear the 7/7, or we can just Praise Netherwing, I suppose. Is that really the way to do it? Is there any way that we can absorb some of the 1/1s into these guys? I don't think there is, right? And I don't think that, unfortunately, since we only have 7 mana and not 8, I think if we had 8 mana, we could have possibly considered attacking the bombs, trying to absorb some bomb damage, then Craze Netherwing, and then Soulfire the 7/7, which would be a 7/4 at that point. Because we are a little bit down to lose maybe one of the Broodmothers if we have to. We are maybe down to lose a Twisting Nether if we're able to keep our pressure high. But I think actually this is probably the right play. I think we probably don't want to be discarding much out of this hand, if anything. So I do like this, and it allows us to tap. And if we don't like what we tap into, we can just hold 10 cards, and let's see what happens first. Yeah, I'm down to just hold this 10 cards because there are not too many cards in my deck that are like, I need this to pop up. Next turn we don't have much of a play. We can just Broodmother, tap, and again fill our hand. Keep a little bit of pressure on him. Maybe we can Alex on turn 9. But he's already at 19. Oof, this hurts. So now we're at 3 bombs in the deck. So now we really do like having this kind of 10 card hand situation. Dark Skies isn't the end of the world. I think it's just Broodmother tap. Keep that hand full. Now we have too many bombs in the deck. We cannot afford to be taking 5 damage ever. Especially since we've put 1 Broodmother on the field, which means it's never going to be able to go back into our deck to offset the bomb. We have Moarg Nether Breath activated. Pretty nice. That kind of sucks. But if you want to play another minion, everybody gets cleared. That's kind of nice. I think he probably wants to preserve this board a little bit as best as he can, so maybe he just has to take the 4 to the face. I guess he just doesn't care. I guess we can Twisting Nether this board. That's very nice. I think we still have 3 bombs in the deck. We can probably Twisting Nether, tap Aranasi Broodmother, but then the problem with that is that we don't have 10 cards in hand, so 2 bombs will kill us, which means maybe we have to Moarg Nether Breath the 5/7. Anyway, there aren't too many better targets for a Nether Breath. Do we want to double Nether Breath the 5/7? I'm not opposed to that necessarily. I guess we're counting up damage right now. 2 Soulfires and 1 Nether Breath is 27 if we can somehow get the Mally. So let's play a Moarg and then let's tap. Because if we just tap into the Mally, we win the game right now. We should tap first. I guess we're not tapping because let's just put the pressure on him. But then I think I would have rather double Moarg, Nether Breathed him, and then tapped to get the 16 life instead of just 8. Because there's still 3 bombs in the deck and we're still under 15. The only way we can get good healing now is from Moarg, the second Nether Breath, and based on what we were doing the last play. Oh, I didn't even realize, by the way, that we had the Mally in our hand. That was a mistake on my part. So I guess we're just setting this up, hoping that maybe we can. Ooh, no, this is interesting. Let's tap. Let's start with the tap. I think I would have preferred to double Moarg last turn. It puts more damage on the board to deal with him, to do things to him, and it gets us more healing. We're so in range right now, and I kind of have a feeling that we're just going to be sitting on this Moarg Artificer for the rest of the game, waiting for that second Nether Breath. And I don't want to use a second Nether Breath defensively. I'd rather use it aggressively. So. Maybe we could have healed our own face, because Mally Soulfire is 9, and he would have been at, I think, 17, if I remember correctly. He had 18, maybe he had 19, so let's assume that he's at 18. So we need to find a way to put 9 damage into him. I don't see a way that he's going to deal with this 8/8 without the Brawl. Come on, son. This is nice that he's clearing the Moarg instead of going face. I believe that... I don't know, I kind of feel like that might be a losing play. But I guess he's just hoping that he has the inevitability with the bombs. And I guess he probably does have the inevitability with the bombs. Especially with plays like this. So we could Craze Netherwing this, but then he gets another 3 armor. So maybe we just want to 0 mana Twisting Nether this. I can't imagine what else. Maybe we should tap first. Or are we just done with tapping? Is that what we're saying? We're just saying we're not going to tap anymore? Because we want to stay away from the bombs? Then we're going to do this and we're going to play the Moarg Artificer. Why are we holding the Moarg? I don't know why we keep holding the Moarg Artificer. He can Blade Storm this. He wouldn't be able to Blade Storm if we Moarged. He can Brute this. He can't both Brute this and the Moarg. See, this sucks. This sucks. We needed to play the Moarg. It was very important. Oh, okay, that's very nice. That's very nice. Now, this is a board we may also have to consider Twisting Nethering. then tap. Okay, playing around the bombs, this is fine. I think it's really interesting to start thinking about, do you need to tap, because the bombs have inevitability. If the bombs are not up next, can we win before we draw into the bombs? And I think that the answer to that question right now is no, and that's why we have not tapped the last turn. I think he's getting away from us. So this is what we've saved the Moarg for. To Moarg, Mortal Coil his 4-2. We really can't take any damage at all. So are we just going to Mally Mortal Coil him? What if he has a second Blade Storm? I guess we just lose if he has a second Blade Storm. But again, this Morg is sitting in our hand. It's just been sitting in our hand for such a long time. We could have tempoed it out a long time ago, protected against the first Blade Storm. Now we just lose. The game's over now. Whew. I guess he has more inevitability. This Moarg Artificer would have protected our first, now we just have the Dragon Queen and hope that he somehow can't clear this. Nah, but this game's over. I don't see how he can win this game. Especially now that he's at 21. Oh, and he clears the DQ. There's just no way now. Let's just draw a bomb and end the suffering. Did we lose the game? Let's see if this is where we lost the game at. By not playing the Moarg Artificer here, he Blade Stormed, and what was his other play after Blade Storming? He Blade Stormed and Horde Pillaged. So the Horde Pillager would have been able to clear this off, and he would have been at 7. And then we could have Mally Soul Fired. We would have won the game. Nah, he's at 10 with a 2-3, okay. So we don't win the game on the spot here. But let's assume that he's done that. So he's at 10. He's at 7 plus 3, 10. We Twisting Nether this board, and we drop our Questing Explorer. Next turn, he Kargaths. And puts us to 6. And now he has 5 armor, so he's at 12. We Mally, Mortal Coil, and he Blade Fist, or he Blade, what's it called? So I guess we could never have won this game, even if we had played the Moarg Artificer. But I think it is certainly something worth considering that, first of all, we could have double Moarged back here when we Nether Breathed him. We could have double Moarg Nether Breath. That would have given us 16 health to put us to 24. An extra 8, is an extra 8 doing much out at this point? Probably not. We already played our Zephyrus. We already played our Alexstrasza. We already played our Malygos. We've played actually all of our big threats. Played both Twisting Nethers. So I guess this was an unwinnable game. He always has the inevitability with his bombs. His bombs are too ruthless. You really need the acidic swamp ooze in order to hang with the bombs. So maybe something that I did earlier on in the game could have avoided this outcome, but it's been 20 minutes, so I don't remember what happened at the start of the game. But yeah, this is a really tough matchup. Bomb Warrior, it's too tough. It's really too tough.